pick plays to a certain guy. You know, all 9 guys in the lineup have to take their turn at the plate, and we can't run special plays to get our offensive guy a little bit more opportunities than somebody else, and so we just got to go out and play the game and control what we do.
No, I think that's all you can do, really, truthfully. I mean, you've got them in this position right now, and in what I'm seeing, I mean, like I said, the last 2 weeks I've been watching and reading and watching Yodas and keeping up with all the league. But right now, your pitching staff's hot. It seems like, or they're confident. I guess that's the way I would look at it. So.
Yeah, you know, I obviously like our pitching staff. I think we've got probably one of the best, if not the best, pitching staff, and that's only part of the game. But one of the things that I tell our guys is I look at is runs allowed, and I just looked at our overall finish, and we allowed 12 runs in district, through 10 games, and that was really good stat for me, because I think now that incorporates obviously the pitching and then in the defense too. So and those are 2 things that I think hopefully shouldn't take a day off. And then you get to the hitting aspect, and I've always said you get timely hits, and that's a recipe to win games in the tournament.
Well, I was going to talk about your bats are going well too. I mean, you're not saying how you dominated your conference with some of the scores that you have. Yeah,
we scored quite a few runs. We swung the bat. I like kind of where we are offensively right now. There are some unearned runs in there that defenses kind of helped us out a little bit, but that's nice and everything. But I think we all know when you get to playoff baseball, right, the pitching takes a step up, and so the offense, it'd be great to score as many runs as we've been scoring lately, but I don't think we're going to have that luxury come this time.
Well, and I think, and this is just, what, we're going to take a little break. We're going to go to Evergard Roofing and Solar top 10 plays of the week and come back and talk about more La Cueva basketball and also the upcoming state tournament week.
3-2 pitch. Called third. A beautiful breaking ball to the outside corner from Evans.
Now it's left-handed pitcher versus left-handed batter. That one right down the middle. It'll beam across second and coming home for the Rams.
Tenth pitch of the at-bat. And it's well hit to right. Ledesma's on the run, and it'll be over his head. A 10-pitch at-bat turns into a double to the right field wall for Ethan Suina.
Expect a long baseball career for him after. Tried to reach from behind the bat to get there, and the Cougars now on the board for the first time today.
Here's 2-1. That's well hit through the hole in the left side. The windmill's on at third base. Nguyen's going to score standing, and it's an RBI double for McMullen as he took the extra bag.
And right after the bunt is laid down, the Rams
Evans ready. And look at that, beautiful piece of hitting. He just serves it into left, right where it was pitched, and it's an RBI for Saavedra to drive in Schrader. Beautiful piece of two-strike hitting for Saavedra with the RBI. That is socked into right center. It's a gapper for Saavedra. At least two are going to score. The windmill's on at third base. It's a bases clearing double for Darren Saavedra. One, two. That's well hit into the gap. On its way. It's a towering two-run homer for Everett Burdett. Runner stole second. That was Schrader. That ball is on its way. It's a birthday grand slam for Chase Squaller. Blow out the candles, young fella. He drives in all four.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Hey, welcome back, Steve Davis Show. We got Gerard Pineda, the head baseball coach at La Cueva High School, and it's that time of year. I mean, and I'm actually excited about it. Like, I mean, I haven't been physically at the games and everything like I've been in the past, but this year, there's something magical about this year. I mean, to me, because of one, the district that La Cueva. I mean, your district's been very good, but also the Rio Rancho, Cleveland, and Pedro Vista. I mean, to see them 1, 2, and 3, or and that's in the ratings and stuff like that, and you could make justification. I could make justifications that any one of those teams could actually be number one.
True. Yeah, and I think in the weekly polls, somebody has been out of those three. They've changed quite a bit, and yeah, this is a wide open year. I think, and there's been years where you're down to like it's, 2, maybe 3 different teams have a shot, and this year I think it goes a lot deeper than that on who has a shot, and then all the buzz, with those top 5 right now are probably getting the most, because of the records, are probably getting the most interest as far as who might have that best shot to win. Well,
I tell you, and it starts this weekend. I mean, Hobbs. Speak on Hobbs a little bit. I mean, they're a team that they're a scary team.
Yeah, especially after last year, that 14-3 game last year, and Mike Magaha's a really good buddy of mine, and they Cibola went down there and knocked off Carlsbad. So, we're definitely going to talk to the kids about that possibility. You can't go in and assume anything at this stage in the year, and you got to go out and play. Coach Boyle does a great job. They're usually a really tough-nosed group. I don't think they're going to quit on anything or any time. Sounds like they can swing it a little bit, and then everybody's got a pitcher or two that can beat you on any given day. So, we'll have to make sure we take care of business, on our end.
And like I said, it seems like this year every team has a good pitch. I mean, or a dominating pitcher. Yeah. Okay, and the matchups are going to be really basically number ones going against number ones, and basically it's going to really show up who hits that day.
Yeah, just
or manufactured or gets the breaks.
And I think everybody kind of does it at some point. I try not to do it very much, but thinking ahead, if everything chalks out, it'd be us against Carlsbad, and Carlsbad has a really good arm, and we do. But I think you're right on that Thursday. Everybody's going to have to go number one against number one, because you don't want to get left with the guy in the stable like I did last year.
Oh, yeah, but I didn't bring that up. You did.
I did.
You put your foot in your
I
own
did,
bed.
but in defense, I will say, I mean, you know, that's the amount of confidence we had in Everett Burdett last year, and it really wasn't. I mean, a lot of people are going to say that Dylan's better than Everett. You know, if you look at stuff and everything, but in a daily matchup, if I've got, you know, and I've had this, fortunate to have this in the past before. I think like sometimes we've got 1A and we got 1B, and you know, and we'd done something similar in the past, and it worked out. And you know, last year it just didn't work out. So,
well, you know, and I think not only did you learn from it, but I'm just saying your coaching staff, but also I think in the back of the mind of the players remember that, and you know, they're not going to take any game like they're
Right.
moving to the next game until the end of that seventh inning.
you know, I think that is definitely, and I admitted to the boys, I kind of got that way when we scored 6 in the first. I was
Right.
like, okay, you know, what can we do? Let's
Thinking
let's,
ahead.
yeah, let's not use this defense, and maybe, you know, we use this reliever versus that reliever, and then we just stopped scoring, and they scored a couple, and should have known better, but especially with that Los Lunas group, because we played them enough that, you know, you knew they weren't going to go away, and they didn't.
You know, then, you know, if you win this weekend, and next week is I think it's really it's right up there with basketball with me. Okay, I mean, okay, because you know it's outside. Usually, normally you have good weather. Okay, you know, not knock on wood. Have you looked at the 10-day forecast?
No,
yeah,
God,
you got that far. How about this weekend? Have you already looked at it this weekend?
I did glance at this weekend. Yeah, this one looking to be pretty nice.
Well, with that being, you know, the weather is always, because that, you know, that one year when you deal that final game was that weather almost got you, didn't it? On that one I remember that one ball that, yeah.
That thing was in the parking lot, and how that came back and dropped in fair, I'll never know. But yeah, and you know, in years past, I mean, I remember one year we had snow or sleet on a semifinal, but yeah, in general, usually we get pretty good weather, and it looks, at least this week, to be the same. And you know, it's a great atmosphere, right? You know, the when you got all the games going on out at Jennifer Reardon, it's kind of neat to see, you know, everybody in the different schools out there. And then, you know, when you get to a centralized location, you know, like on semifinals and finals for 5A at least, if we're lucky enough to get to UNM, you know, just that atmosphere and the crowds that you get. Yeah, I would compare it to basketball. That's obviously going to be a little bit behind basketball because, yeah, the pit's so iconic.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take another break, and we're going to come back and talk about the rest of the state and your thoughts on kind of what's going to happen. I'm going to put you on the spot.
I got a couple of thoughts.
All right.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProV Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hey, welcome back, Steve Davis Show. We got Gerard Pineda, the head baseball coach at La Cueva High School, and I tell you, it's exciting. I'm excited for. I'm actually excited for all the programs. I mean, but talk about the rest of the teams in the state. I mean, let's just talk about Cleveland, Rio Rancho, and Pedro Vista.
Yeah, I got a chance to see them all. The only one we've played is Cleveland, but Rio Rancho. Man, they earned that 1 seed. They've played some good baseball. They're just a really solid team all the way around. They're Tinker and Ellison are 2 good places to start. I mean, those are 2 really good players, and the rest of their roster. So, he's got a good coach.
And the tradition is always like La Cueva. I mean, always expect Rio Rancho to be,
Yeah, they play the game the right way. They've got some good solid pitching. They don't have maybe some of the velocities that some of the other people have, but their guys do a good job of throwing strikes. And offensively, they can put a few runs on the board themselves. Cleveland is kind of a dynamic group. You start with Del Angel.
Is it Schellenberger's year? I mean, I'm just thinking.
I told a few people I think this might be Shane's best team that he's had, and
I had him on my show when we were talking.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
I put him on my show, and I was like, because it was the day they were playing Pedro Vista at home, and he had the winning streak going. So I thought I was going, and it kind of, because he was supposed to be on the week before, and he actually took the time to put the show on, and he came on. I go, man, I hope I'm not thinking you'll never.
Steve Davis jinx.
So I saw the score that night, right? And I called him the next morning. I go, man, I was really concerned about it because they had it on TV and I was watching it.
Yeah, and Shane's a good sport, but yeah, I think this might be the best Cleveland team. And he's had some good ones, so that offense can strike quick, and they got their third baseman back. He told me the other day, who had gotten hurt against us. So that solidifies a piece for them. And then Jeff Corrali up in Piedra Vista, he's my old high school teammate, and that's been watching those guys because you look at the state rankings, that pitching staff has been pretty impressive because they've given up the fewest runs in the whole state, and the juggernaut that their district is, and their trip out to Arizona and some of the teams they played out there. That's a part I've really taken notice of is that fact that their pitching staff, man, they don't give up many runs, and which again is a tribute to their defense too. So I've got to see them play once or twice, and very formidable group. The one I have no idea about is Centennial. Coach Evans, they've always had some really good players, and they're always in the mix. And it's kind of anybody's game, but you still look at Max Preps, and even with all the tribulations they had, and I think they were at a stretch where they lost 3 out of 4, and they're still number 1 in Max Preps rankings. That I think that tells you that they're a really good club.
Well, you kind of look at the matchups, of the things, and brackets and everything. But an interesting one to me is Rio Rancho. Rio Grande and El Dorado. I think that if a game to watch is 2 teams that are right there, and I didn't realize El Dorado had such a good record.
Yeah, and Coach Romero, he's just kind of been building, and they're doing a good job. And then you take Coach Griego's group, and that's not one you want to see. And I wouldn't either. So they're scrappy. We played them. They we were down to them in late March, and had to get a couple base runners in 6th and the 7th, a couple runs to walk them off at our place. But yeah, that's a tough out. So,
Well, I'll tell you, you look at that matchup, and then a team that I always consider a top team, historically, okay, is Carlsbad. I mean, it seemed like they're not getting any, like, the prestige or whatever, and it seemed like that team, I have a feeling that they're they got to get knocked off last year, and they have something to play for.
yeah, I think that was going to be a little bit of a motivation for them, and I think Coach McGaha likes it that way. He's a little bit of the Lou Holtz. He's like, we'll be lucky to win a game type guy, but no, they've been playing a lot better as the year has gone on. It seems like to me, we saw them at the Sal Puentes, and we had a good game with them. We scored a few late, but the little stretch that they've been on, that's another one. If things work out, we'd see them in the semifinal or in the quarterfinals, and he's a good friend, but it'll be a tough game because they've got a really good pitcher on the mound themselves.
Well, we're covering your game on Friday, Saturday, on that, and we're also covering El Dorado and Rio Grande, but we're going to do them on Saturday, and then we're also covering Rio Rancho on Friday and Saturday. So, got pretty good coverage for this weekend.
You guys always do. I don't know how you do it because you got to get worn kind of thin with everything going on.
Well, hey, Gerard, thanks for coming again for
Thanks
Steve
for having
Davies'
me.
show, and hey, hopefully I'll be talking to you in 2 weeks.
That'd be nice.
A little pressure there.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Steve.